Round 4, we are on the draw with, I won't lie, a bit of a clunker. This is fairly close to a mulligan. There's some, and this is kind of like one of the risky things. There's like some decks this is just miserable against, and if we don't find, well, the thing is like if we don't find a land, like the only bad hits then are like Regularly and Master of Waves, and we've already drawn one of each. I mean, a click would be a bad draw as well. There's a good chance we would draw action. The problem is if we're against the matchup where like Harbingers and Vapor Snag is useless, we're really in a bad spot. So I'm going to mulligan this on the draw. This is acceptable. I'll keep Spreading Seas. Because it's nice to draw a Seas or something else there, because you don't always want to play your Harbinger on turn 2. Ooh! Basic Island? Now forgive me for getting excited, but I've played a lot of Merfolk. I've been playing Merfolk on and off since Origins? I used to play it a bit before then as well, and I've only played the mirror match once. I probably shouldn't be excited about this, because the mirror match is a confusing mess. Because Lord of Atlantis and Master of the Phil Trident, if I remember rightly, pump all Merfolk. Not just the ones on its controllers. Controllers control. I am not going to Spreading Seas here. The card draw is nice, but basically, Spreading Seas I'm going to wait to hit here on Mutavault. So there's a Mutavault. And then I am going to bounce this Lord, I think, on my turn, just to get some tempo back. But God, yeah, this is a weird matchup to play. There's so much to consider. I hope this isn't... Okay, Silvergill's fine. So Master of Waves on their side. So them getting a Silvergill's pretty nice. I'm going to put the stop on my opponent's turn now, because very likely I'm going to go for a Vendilion click. And here I get to name Wizard. I was going to Harbinger, but I think I'm not now. I think I'm going to Violin a Harbinger, bounce something, block another. Or maybe not even bounce and just counter. And just counter, just block this Lord. My cat is going crazy today, I'm very sorry about that. I also am incentivized to take Master of Waves here. Because Master of Waves is pretty nice in this matchup, because there's very limited ways to interact with it. The only one is like, there's no hard removal in this matchup. That's the thing, it's all bouncing. Maybe counter spells. Okay. Not sure what to make of this hand. So they've got two Master of Waves. So they're running a version that's more common with Dismember, whereas I run Vapor Snag. Dismember's likely to serve them better in this. Spreading Seas is annoying because it cycles. Dismember can take out our click, it could also take out a Lord at a vital point. Seas could also draw them the fourth land for the Master of Waves. We also might give them the fourth land for the Master of Waves. I think I'd still want to take out Master of Waves because that feels like the most threatening card in the matchup, even if they've got another one. It just feels like that can do far too much damage. Because even if they run it now, they get 4 elementals, and that's just like, it puts them in a position where they can just really swing out quite nicely. So they're going to go for a Mutavault here. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I could even bounce Mutavault. What I'm going to do is actually I'm going to Harbinger in and bounce nothing. And the reason for this is that I actually don't want to bounce anything. Because putting like Mutavault or Silvergill back in their hand, Mutavault will just play it out again. Silvergill, they'll just draw an extra card. The Lord just protects it. They're going to go for a Dismember now, by the looks of it. Probably on the click. So on the Harbinger. Oh yeah, because putting our Harbinger in means it's big enough to block the Lord and not die. I'm still going to block the Lord. Actually, no, I'm not. I think we block the Mutavault and kind of stick them on lands a bit. Except, oh yeah, Island Walk. So yeah, we block the Lord, which takes away their Island Walk. I'm going to put a counter on Aether Vial. Kind of wish I hadn't now. They know we have Spreading Seas. They know we have a Lord of Atlantis. The reasoning for ticking up the Aether Vial was just to kind of free up some space with our mana, because we're going to probably, like, I think one of the key plays could be getting something like a Regular Out end of turn or a Master of Waves. Just something that could really get our opponent. And then playing Lord was not appreciated. Because again, I don't really want a Silvergill bounce. Could Silvergill block. But I'm just going to play the Harbinger out here. Because we can make it a 3/3 next turn. Again, I'm not going to bounce this. I don't want to give them extra draw off Silvergill. Our opponent's constrained on mana, but they're kind of getting us on the board state a bit. And to that end, I'm actually just going to Spreading Seas this. I mean, it is sort of fixing for them, but it takes out that Mutavault attacker next turn. Maybe finds us something we can draw off. That's a nice one. Because this allows us to build up a bit more of a board. It does put us in a potential position where we're dead to a Lord, but I think we'd be fairly dead to a Lord anyway. And that might have been a mistake, actually, in hindsight, because they can race us much better than we can race them. Trickiness in Merfolk Mirrors. So they're going to click, and the thing is here they can click themselves, because they know we've got no cards in hand. So what would be the point? So they can try and find that fourth land. We're in trouble though. That Lord play has put me in a bit of a tricky spot actually. And really was a mistake. This could be just my unfamiliarity with the matchup, but that's a fairly big error. Because very little that gets us out of this now, and that is not enough. Okay, that was a bit of a misplay. What to bring in this matchup is a very curious one. Tidebinder Mage goes out. A Tech Edge is a possibility, but I think that's a bit overboard. Dispel, I never got Dismember. Unified Will is a weird one here because it can actually be quite key, but it really depends. Like, actually, I think I don't like it on the draw because like there's going to be times where if we can get into situations where this is just straight up dead. I mean, I kind of like Spreading Seas for taking out Mutavault. But at the same time, the Island Walk element, I mean, it's also card draw, which seems important, but the rest also seems quite important. I'm going to try taking Spreading Sea, at least some of the Spreading Seas out, and putting in Unified Will, and bringing in one Tidebinder Mage because of the pump to Parent that's going to happen. I think game one, like, that was just a mistake to play out that Lord, because if we were ahead, we should have played out the Lord, but we weren't. Again, I'm kind of intrigued to play this mirror, because I've only done it once. But that is with the full understanding that the mirror is a complete mess. I feel okay with this one. This isn't the best Curse Catcher matchup, but I kind of feel that the key to this matchup might be getting ahead on board. So we'll find out. Cavern could be handy. Cause yeah, I also feel a bit more positive about playing um, free caverns in this matchup because, again, if my opponent's got Unified Will, we can kind of turn that off. Is this going to be a Vapor Snag from them? Oh, they're going for Dismember. I'm going to counter that. The Lord is like much more important. We've kind of got the beatdowny hand. We've got another Curse Catcher. Like this, I mean, I feel like I'm not sure about that play from whether I would have done that because you're kind of paying 4 life to stop 2. I'm not sure if it's worth it. Ooh, Mirror Regular is a nice one. Mirror Regular sets us up for some quite nice turns. Regular's also got the nice boost of being the one Lord in the matchup that doesn't boost all Lords. Doesn't boost all Merfolk, it's just the ones that you control. And I feel like Regular is probably one of the most important ones in the mirror for that aspect, and also the fact that you can just kind of go off with it. So next turn, like, we don't have a card to chance to in this video, but if you're playing against Merfolk, you know that Regular plus Curse Catcher is basically a 0 mana 2/2 at that point. And then you can start doing very silly stuff with it. You just kind of get to zoom through your mana. So next time we can play the Curse Catcher, untap the Cavern to play another Merfolk, or it means we can play something out and then activate both Mutavaults, or one Mutavault, because we won't be able to activate the other one because of haste. So... okay, I forgot. Master of the Pilgrim boosts the ones that you control. Lord of Atlantis is all of them. Mirror is messy. Oh, they've got a Masterpiece Aether, which is very fancy. But at the same time, I think they might just be dead. Because I'm just going to attack with my Mutavault for 12. A Unified Will kind of seals the deal. But let's do this properly. Oh, I just activated the wrong one. Well, I'll just show my opponent that I super have it. So I think now I take Unified Will out. And put in 2 Tiebinder, 2 Dispel? Because I think, like, because in theory, if we're on the draw, we will fall behind in creatures, which makes the Unified Wills a lot worse, especially if they're an opening hand. Dispel protects us against Dismember. I mean, it depends if this is literally just because, like, the Dismembers makes me think this could just be the stock list that came second at Dallas. In which case, it won't run Vapor Snag, and basically the only things we'd be hitting is their Unified Wills if they brought them in. And the Dismembers. It's tricky because I mean most Merfolk players play the extra Dismember because then what this gets around that's also like I mean other stuff that's kind of seen in Merfolk lists. Echoing Truth is one I play. That's the main one I can think of. But yeah, I don't think I want this on the draw. And then the Tiebinders, like, they're not good. Like, they're literally bears, but like I think it just helps with that. Like, you wanna it's gonna come down to board presence a lot. I don't know why this cat is going so mad. I think, well, I know why the cat's going mad. The cat is in heat. Because we didn't know if the cat was neutered. And now we do. And the answer is no, it wasn't. This is... it's not great, but I will keep it. the vial feels like it could be super important. So here comes Cavern. So Curse Catcher. Yep. Master of Waves is pretty nice. So yeah, the downside here is they could get ahead of us in creatures. Especially if this is a Lord, this would be quite tricky. Yep, so they're going to get ahead. So I think we want to play our Harbinger here to kind of regain a bit of that tempo. That means we can cast our Master of the Waves. Yes, this means... Because it also means if they don't have a follow-up of their own Lord, they can't attack next turn. Then next turn we would play up our we play out our Master off the Vial or something, hold up Vapor Snag to kind of set them behind a bit, and then the turn after that we get to play Master with hopefully 4 pips for Devotion, and that's what we kind of try and ride the wind to. They could also go, I mean, I think what we're worried about here is if they go Curse Catcher Lord. Also, the interesting question is if they have a Lord of Atlantis here, so Tidebinder Mage. So I think they're in the same boat of us, where like Tidebinder is fairly miserable in this matchup, but it's also yeah, where Tidebinder's awful in the matchup, but like there's just nothing to sideboard out. There's our own Tidebinder. So let's play out our Tidebinder, hold up Vapor Snag and try and Vial the Lord in. So basically, like we've kind of got the advantage of having the Vial here, which means that we can do tricksy stuff mid-combat and they can't. They're up to 4, so this could be a Master of Waves, in which case I would want to hold Vapor Snag up a bit more, because then that gives them like the potential to do some nasty stuff. Okay, another Lord is not ideal. So let's see what they do here. If they go for the full-out attack, I think this works out well for us, because we Vial in our own Lord. Then we Vapor Snag the other one. And then we get to block their other Lord. Now if they've got a Dismember, it won't be a straight up trade. And if it is a Dismember, I guess Tidebinder can get under the bus. So they've got another Lord in hand, but we get to take out one of theirs. Then we get to play a Master of Waves. Like, there's no point trying to play around like, oh, what if they have 2 Lords next turn? Because we can't play around it unless we draw something for it. I'm going to keep up 2 on Vial, because it's the most likely thing to draw off. Just attack him with these guys. Get down to 6. Play out a Master of Waves. Get 6 2-1s. 7 2-1s, sorry. Which basically means we probably all-out attack next turn. I mean, the key card to worry about now is a Dismember from their side. Vapor Snag from their side is also on the table. We've kind of got them in, like, Vial's in an interesting spot here because we have the Vial. This means even though we've got 1 card in hand, I mean, after they saw what happened last combat, it didn't end well for them. They've now got to play around Vial. Like, we can play around Vial. At the state, we only have to play around, like, Dismember. I probably won't attack with Master of Waves next turn. Purely because one way for us to just lose on the spot is if they then flash in Harbinger. And the other thing is, like, basically in this situation, they need to have removal for the Master of Waves. Because just attacking with all the elementals and our 2 Island Walkers is just going to cause them fits, because they've got to start jump blocking. Or they've got to have removal for the Master. And if they've got removal for the Master, we're pretty much done for. Um, they could have their own Master of Waves here. I keep saying Master of the Waves. I think that's just a hangover from watching too many Saff and Olive films. Anger of the Gods, which is exactly how that card is said. There's something he says like he adds random these into. But yeah, a Master of Waves, Master of Waves from their side could be pretty nasty because it just means they can have a lot more jump blockers, and so it is. So I think Vapor Snag just became our best draw, or a second Master of Waves. I mean, don't have to play around Harbinger anymore. So there are a lot of considerations here. Oh, they attacked with their Lord. That's a strange decision. If we make this attack, well, actually, let me think about this. So Dismember's the card to play around, right? So say they have Dismember, they kill our Master of Waves, they have to take 4, going down to 9. And then we'd get in for 6 and die on the backswing. If we block here and have... Yeah, I think we... I mean, because if we block here, we just attack him with everything anyway. So yeah, I think we just take out their Lord. And then force them to have it. I mean, this attack makes me think they've either got nothing, or they have a Dismember in hand for the Master of Waves. There's... I'm going to keep this on 2. Harbinger of the Tides, that could be handy. If they have Dismember, they go to 9. We get in for 6, 8. If they don't block Master, they would attack back for lethal, and basically we'd then be relying on them to. We'd be relying on them to not to attack with Master of Waves, so we can Harbinger it away. I don't think that's basically the question: is their last card Dismember? Because if it is, I think we're pretty much dead. If it is Dismember, though, we're pretty much dead anyway, right? Because they would just attack with everything. It would still rely on them. Yeah, I think we just attack, because even if they have Dismember, and we hold back, they just Dismember this end of turn, attack with everything, and then we're in the same position. We're relying on them to attack with the Master Waves. So I think we just attack with everything and hope they don't have it. Because I think if they've got Dismember, we're just dead. Even if we hold back, as far as I can tell, because they still have these 6 elementals and we've just lost all our jump blockers. Because we've got the Island Walk, we should just get in for 9. I mean, this isn't just lethal, but like they have to get rid of all their elementals. They take a lot of damage. We have Harbinger as backup. And they can take out our Lord here, but we're still getting in for 9, and then they lose their Master of Waves. We would keep our Master of Waves, and then they're left with a Curse Catcher and a Tiebinder Mage and a Mutavault, and then we have a Harbinger in hand, and I'm pretty sure it puts us in a great position. Like, I'm not just attacking just because, like, it's lethal. Sorry if I said it is lethal, because it isn't, but, like, it's one of those attacks that feels like lethal because it puts them in such a horrible position if it isn't. 3, 6, 9... So they're currently taking 11. So this puts them on a lot of confidence. So now they're off Dismember. This puts them on a lot of confidence they can win this turn. But we've got a Harbinger, which should make all the difference. Because we can reduce them down to 2, 5, 8. I know we would be dead. Maybe we should have held back with one of them. So I guess if they have a Lord, we're dead. But it's just a Harbinger. So they're going to bounce something. Bounce one of our Island Walkers. And what's the other card? It's got to be Vapor Snag, right? Because Dismember leaves them dead. It's possible that last attack was a mistake, because yeah, that last attack was a bit of a mistake, because if they had a Lord there, we would just die. And now they're going for what they think is a lethal attack. What am I going to bounce? Not Master of Waves. Probably Mutavault. It's the most power. Then you have to replay it. Yeah, it's possible there was misplays all over the place. I think on my side and my opponent's side, but you know, I apologise for mistakes and I apologise once here. But the Merfolk mirror match is fucking weird. We'll be back for the last round.